Hello and welcome to another episode of the HCP Podcast. My name is Tom Summerscales and I'm your host. I'm an online fitness nutrition coach who specializes in working with healthcare professionals. This podcast is designed to be honest, inspiring and helpful for healthcare professionals out there to see how some well-known HCPs online manage their own health, well-being and fitness around work and all the challenges that life presents. So today we are joined by Dr. Kyla Matenga, who is an orthopedic surgical trainee, high-level CrossFit athlete, premier netball player, and advocate for health equity, who's based in New Zealand. She's currently going through orthopedic surgical training and brings grit, grace, and a jacked physique to every operating theatre and training session. She also blends her sporting prowess, her passion for health and fitness, and also deep cultural purpose too, as we'll get into today. So looking forward to getting into it, and let's go to Kyla. Kyla, welcome to the podcast and excited to talk to you today.
Thanks, Tom. So kia ora, everyone. My name's, as Tom mentioned, I'm Kyla. I'm 30. I'm currently on the New Zealand training program for orthopedic surgery. So I just got on this year. So in 5 years' time, if all goes well, I'll be an orthopedic surgeon, which is pretty exciting. I definitely don't think it was on the cards early on for me. And my family, I was the first person to kind of really finish school properly and then go to university. My mum had my brother, she got pregnant with him when she was 14. So that was very normal in our family, like it is pretty normal for a lot of Māori and Pacifica communities, which I am a part of. And yeah, usually it's just a cycle of that lifestyle and that upbringing. I was very fortunate to kind of have some good mentors and be where I am today, and it's honestly so awesome.
Very cool. I'm sure I saw on one of your social media posts as well, I think, was it last year, was the first year that was 2 fully qualified orthopedic surgical trainees who were Māori females?
Yes, yeah. So in the whole history of the whole entire world, last year, yeah, there was 2, exactly what you said, 2 Māori female orthopedic surgeons. There's been female orthopedic surgeons in New Zealand. There's been Māori male orthopedic surgeons in New Zealand, but never the combination of both. So that's like a historic moment, really. And it's also crazy.
Yeah,
it's 2025, and so when I become a surgeon, I'll kind of be in the top few. But certainly coming through now, it's been very recognised that diversity is super important, and it's the 50% of the population is women and Māori Indigenous to New Zealand.
Yeah.
And it's important health outcomes here in New Zealand for Indigenous Māori communities, just like it is in most kind of countries, really. Indigenous communities just do not have equitable health outcomes, and that's no different to orthopedics. And one way that I think can help with that is having healthcare professionals that represent the community that it serves. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I think it's that. Also, it's a level of understanding of kind of the cultural aspects that differ in Māori Pacific communities, I suppose, as well, versus everyone else, and just more understanding. I guess is just one of the many things that it brings by having more diversity in the system and coming through.
Yeah.
So I've seen the occasional posts where people have messaged you being like saying you're an inspiration and pretty inspiring for them, which must be cool as well, to be able to kind of be doing that. And I think you having your kind of platform on social media is only gonna help, which is really cool to see. And I'll try not to pronounce too many Māori words terribly. I'm sure I'm already butchering the pronunciation. So
no, you're doing well. Yeah, you kind of have to roll your R's a little bit.
Māori.
I'm
Māori. Okay.
Yeah, that was perfect. Nice. That was literally perfect. But no, you're right. It's so freaking cool. Like the amount of specifically like young Māori Pacifica girls who are trying to get into med school or are already in medical school, and really it's not just like New Zealanders, it's also around the world that I feel very lucky to have messaged me and just say I support what you're doing, it's awesome to see what you're doing. And then even mums messaging me saying I show my daughter your videos. But that's so awesome. And it's actually the reason I started posting on social media was purely to inspire young Māori and Pacifica girls in whatever facet of life that they are in, that there are people like me out here who do come from the same background as you, and you can do it as well. And that's really just what I wanted to show. And so it's the best feeling when someone messages me and says they see me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very, very cool. I think I think it's a nice like moment when it's like, oh yeah, the things I'm doing, like someone also is seeing the value in it. And I think sometimes when you posting on social media, you maybe get likes or you get the occasional comments and that kind of thing. But it's not quite the same as when someone actually messages you saying, oh, hey, like this is actually inspirational for me, or I actually do find whatever it is you've posted really useful or inspiring or whatever else. It's it's a nice full circle moment to have that actually come through.
Absolutely.
As long as that, I don't know, do you get any hate comments or you've managed to dodge that?
There's always going to be haters. I've had a few, and they're just weird. I just think, what's going on in your life? Like, there's one where I put up one of me taking the piss about orthopedics being for boys, and then I said, what if I'm stronger than the boys?
Yeah.
And then there was, I think, 2 people commented, both boys, who said, why are you acting like you're oppressed? And I was like, there's not one part of this that has ever said this. It's just a joke. But to be honest, there's very minimal. And so I'm very, very lucky for that.
Yeah, that's definitely good. May that long continue. I have one more question before we get into the quickfire segment. Is on your profile, at least on Instagram, you have "come for the gains, stay for the kaupapa." Could you explain that to the audience, or the meaning of that to the audience?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So my background, as well as doing orthopedics, I've always competed heavily in sport, particularly netball and CrossFit now, actually. And so come for the gains is more, it's kind of joking, but coming, for the fitness, for me tensing my biceps or something like that. And then really then me saying staying for the kaupapa. Kaupapa in Māori is really a core value or belief where we say what the message is behind something. So the kaupapa of this is, getting to know one another and hopefully learning something from each other is what I think. And so I kind of played on the words a little bit with my bio, saying come for the gains, stay for the kaupapa. So come for the fitness and health, but really stay for the bigger meaning behind what I'm here for.
Hello. Okay. That's very cool. We don't have anything quite so meaningful or deep in England, I'm afraid. Alrighty. Well, we'll get to the quickfire segment, which was not that quickfire last time with Dr. Mike Banner. So we'll see how we go today. No pressure.
Yeah, they were not that quick, but I love the in-depth detail about why this particular thing. I loved it.
Feel free to double down. So what is your must-have work snack?
Work snack. So we get free food at our hospitals here in New Zealand. It's just a part of our contract. So really whatever the hospital's supplying, and in general, it'll either be a protein bar, protein yogurt, or at the hospital I'm at now, it's like little tuna and crackers.
Okay.
They would be my 3.
What flavor protein bar? Now it's a thing we need to ask.
Yeah. Oh, I'm liking there's a salted caramel one that I quite like, or a vanilla, but I'm pretty like, I don't know, I'm not really specific on like a certain flavor. I'll have whatever.
It's just a source of fuel.
And it's just easy, right? Like you can just have a bite and then, oh crap, I better go see a patient now. Like leave it there.
Yeah, no
Can't
heat
really
required.
do that with the can of tuna though. But yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you definitely can't microwave a can of tuna or tuna in general. Okay. So solid, protein bar, good choice. Protein yogurts, big fan. And the crackers, great. Coffee order. What would be your coffee order?
Yeah, so I'll get a long black, but if I feel like I'm not going to eat for a little while, then I will have a soy flat white.
Okay. What is the logic behind getting...
I don't. Well, this probably doesn't sound that healthy, but my logic is that it just feels a little bit more filling with the milk. And if I'm like, okay, I've got a case now that might take a few hours, I'll eat some food. Something feel a little bit more filling, maybe. Yeah,
there's milk in it, more calories. I think that counts.
Definitely. It's Yeah, I thought it was logical. Maybe it's not so much when I say it out loud.
I mean, there's definitely logic. Yeah, there's definitely logic. There's more calories in it, so it's going to fuel you for longer. Yeah. Okay. Do you track like your steps each day, or is it more just whatever my steps are is what it is because I'm training a lot alongside anyway?
Yeah, no, I don't is the short answer. And I think it's because it would just fluctuate so much.
Yeah.
And I don't think I probably would like to see, I probably don't walk enough, I would say, as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, similar for myself. I will have days where if I'm certain training, like today I have a longish running session, and various other things. So it means my steps are probably going to be pretty high, but there'll be other days where I'm pretty much just ultimately glued to my desk, maybe like a GP might be on some days. And I might get 5,000 to 6,000 steps at best, albeit I do have quite large strides. So for someone with the smaller stride, then they might get more. But mine can also fluctuate a lot. And I think sometimes people are surprised or they assume that someone who's like athletic or an athlete must be getting 10,000 plus steps in every single day, regardless. And it's like, no, actually a lot of people will not. And I mean, a great example, it's kind of extreme, but like the people doing the Tour de France right now might maybe get 1,000 steps in a day, if that. But they're cycling hundreds of miles a day and are probably the fittest people on the planet by some measure. Yeah. So it's, if you're worrying about steps out there, I won't worry too much. There is a posted recently about it. 7,000 steps is kind of a golden ratio to aim for if you can. You still get more benefits after 7,000, but if you can get to about 7, then you get sort of most of the health marker benefits.
Yeah, I saw you do a little review on that. That's interesting. Hey.
Yeah. I think I mean, I get people, I certainly talk to people who, they'll be like, oh, I'm not hitting 10,000, and they'll be kind of seeing it as almost a point of failure or stress that they're not doing so. It's like, actually, it could be worse.
Yeah, see, that would be me 100%. And I just know that I reckon probably 5 out of 7 of the days I wouldn't hit it. And then I get so obsessive, I'd be like, oh, I've got to do this. What then do I have to take out of my life to hit this? Like, is that some time with my partner? Is that the gym? And for me, like, going to the gym is definitely way more of a priority. But it just... Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's epic. It's just, I mean, walking's an easy way to just move. And I think if you don't, like, it's a good foundation. So you still what you enjoy.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's the thing. I think if you're doing lots of exercise outside of the walking itself, then that's going to be giving you more bang for your buck, so to speak, for the time you're spending doing from an exercise and outcomes perspective in most cases. So, if you don't have time or to do anything else, walking's great. But I'd try and prioritize the get into a CrossFit class or whatever else, especially in your case. Alrighty. Go-to workout song or playlist genre. Yeah, what could it be?
Yeah, I mean, my genre is 100% hip hop, R&B for sure. Probably like 90s, 2000s, and then my go-to song would be Snoop Dogg's "Drop It Like It's Hot," without a doubt. Like when I hear it, that I'm like, oh, let's go.
It is a classic. I think I know almost
it's just a classic. Any occasion, not even working out.
Oh yeah, surgery. Patient consult. Yeah, anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, great choice. I'm a big fan. Is there a particular thing you've bought in the last year that you feel like has been sort of like game changing for you, if anything?
Yes, I bought a new phone that actually has the maximum amount of storage. For literally until I'm 30 now, 29 years to 15 to 29 years old. I always had a phone that had like the lower storage, and I literally would take photos and they'd be like storage full, and then go back and delete an app or something. And I was doing this 2 months ago. So it's a game changer having enough storage. And then I'm too much of a tight ass to buy the cloud storage. So
right, yeah.
Anywho, anyway, that's been a game changer. It's so nice just being able to just take some photos, take some videos, and not have to delete stuff.
Yeah, it's a nice luxury. Sure. I kind of was similar about 2 or 3 years ago. I'd always sort of bought if there's three models, I'd always buy like the lowest tier of kind of the new thing,
Yeah.
which got me
Yeah.
along fine, and I was pretty, did pretty well. But then it was just like, well, actually, now with work, I have to do a lot more photos, but also film content. But often that content is like 4K. So one video is like a gigabyte if you're not careful. And that's just with
Yeah.
me just doing lots of bloopers and unusable footage anyway. But yeah, same
Yeah.
thing. My old phone would not survive. Or it'd be like so slow just going back and deleting. So yeah, we went full on and just pay for the cloud storage.
Yeah.
This is not a plug for Google Cloud Storage, but they definitely don't pay me. But yeah, I have Google
Maybe
Cloud
they
Storage.
should.
Yeah, maybe you should. But yeah, we've just fully got in. The problem is now is that we're hooked for life. Like I'd have to delete so much stuff to make it match the amount of storage that I physically have versus the cloud storage.
Yeah. You're a lifetime member. I mean,
Yeah,
it's only like a couple dollars a month, isn't it? Something
yeah, I think it's
ridiculously
like
cheap.
it's like maybe £2 or something. So yeah, a couple
Yeah.
of months a month. So one less coffee,
Yeah.
and I'd survive. Well, probably just less fruit for my daughter. That's she's a 1-year-old, and so she just eats fruit constantly.
Oh, so you can't say that. Less fruit for your daughter. That's so terrible. Who didn't say that? He
just
feeds
kidding.
his daughter, loves her so much.
She eats lots of fruit, a lot of fruit.
That's awesome.
More fruit than she can eat. She actually feeds the fruit to the dog, or tries to feed the fruit to the dog. That she has that much, so she's fine. Everybody. Favorite dessert?
Oh, sticky date pudding. Without a doubt. Yeah. Yeah. Or banoffee pie, actually. I can't say without a doubt and then bring banoffee pie into the game.
Okay, we'll go with the top two. Top two is fine.
Yeah, I've got a big sweet tooth.
Yeah. Mine's tiramisu. I say that every episode, but it's just to really hit it home how good tiramisu is to all listeners.
I knew that.
Yep. And then a more serious last question in the quickfire segment is, maybe what's your biggest frustration with the fitness or sort of or wider health space right now?
Oh,
I know, a big hard question.
yeah. I mean, there's so much within the fitness industry purely because it's just it's a commoditized, like it's for money, right? So there's always going to be myths and things that just are so untrue. I think one thing that I love to see, and I think it's coming through, is girls having muscles. And I think, you go back 10, 15 years ago, that was definitely not the case at all. Kind of thought of girls with muscles on steroids, but that's certainly not. So that's being debunked as, a really good thing. And it certainly is, like, it's awesome for bone health and osteoporosis and neck and femur fractures. And it's like, that's all evidence-based as well as I think it looking awesome on women. But probably the biggest one is just with the little challenges that people do, like 8-week challenges, those ones, which are, I think, a really good start for kickstarting, but I just think it must be hard for completely new people to just do that and then see all these results but not be able to carry it on. Those are probably that at the moment, just those quick fixes.
Yes. Yeah, quick fix, 100%. Yeah, I'd say that's one of my many. Probably similar to lots of things I see, I'm like, oh, really? And yeah, quick fix kind of things. I think that's, like, as you say, nothing inherently wrong with a 2, 4, 6, 8 week challenge type thing. But I think it's, if you're not doing it with someone who's going to provide you with a next step or a thing afterwards, then it puts the onus on you to maybe in 2 weeks before it ends, thinking, okay, what am I going to do next as my follow on? Otherwise, if you're not careful, you can end up being kind of back to square one. And I wouldn't necessarily advise people to be just in a cycle of doing an 8-week challenge and then a few weeks break and then doing another 4-week challenge and a few weeks break. And it's great that you're maybe getting moving or improving your nutrition at the same time, but it's just it's maybe not the most sustainable approach. If you're doing that year in, year out, can probably be frustrating and give you a lack of results, I suppose, as well as
yeah. And I think you mentioned sustainability, and I think that's the key. I just don't think it's not sustainable to be on the diet and probably the fitness plan that they're on for the 8 weeks.
Yeah.
And so I think although they'll see, people see so much great results of that, I think creating a lifestyle that's just consistent, a bit boring, but you still love it, in the long run, that's going to be, it's all about longevity, I think. Maybe down I've said I'm 30 like a million times, as if I must be worried about being 30. But I'm not, I swear. But I just think about longevity so much now, and sustainability definitely comes into that.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm 32, and I definitely know that I don't recover maybe as quickly as I did when I was like 18, 19, getting smashed around the rugby field week like day in day out, and would be fine a few days later. I'm like, if I went and played some matches now, probably won't recover quite so quick. And also I'm more concerned of like, if I do something now that gives me a horrific injury, then that might impact my ability to do whatever that thing is with my like wife and daughter or whatever. It's like, actually, do I need to go and play Saturday rugby now against the local side for no real benefit apart from just the playing of it, when I could play other things that I enjoy as well, rather than risk snapping a femur or something, which would not be ideal. I've thankfully not been on the receiving end of breaking any bones, but unfortunately I have been the giver of broken bones in rugby quite a bit. And I always just think, it's still not fine when you're 18, 19, but you're at least able to recover a lot. You've got a better recovery outcome rather than doing it when you're, I see people playing and they're like in their 40s and just thinking, I know you love it, but also like, and then you get people who are playing like 18-year-olds who are strong, fit, healthy, playing 45-year-olds who are maybe not quite as strong, fit and healthy, like smoking during half time, and you're just like, just asking for a disaster as well of just someone who's like super fit, young and like elastic, and someone who is the opposite of that. Smashing into each other is never good. But quick fixes. I'm assuming you see maybe the impacts of, or do you see the impacts of patients maybe who've not been doing maybe like strength work over time, or who struggle with things like osteoporosis, that side of things?
Yeah, definitely all the time. But can we just go back to you saying you are the giver? You said this, the giver of broken bones. Can we title this podcast episode that? Because that is so good. Like, that is so good. The giver of broken bones.
When I was playing rugby a lot, for some reason, I was just particularly good at kind of more the defense side and tackling. I even got an award on Rugby Tour to Australia of like best and fairest, because I'd play like extremely hard but always like within the rules. Like I think I've been sin binned like twice in my entire playing lifetime. But yeah, I've just had bad occasions where I've broken people's collarbones or someone's leg or arm, and completely not intentionally, just purely from I will just tackle, but could just, I guess, hit quite hard. And for some reason I have just very solid bones. I don't know. I'm just able to transfer force quite well. And I'm not even that fast. I don't understand why.
That's good. That's a flex, big time.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Maybe when I was 18, I felt like it was. Not so much now. I'm like, I'm sorry if I played against you and hurt you when we were younger. They're probably not listening, but I'll put it out there. I'm just thinking, well, it was fine when we were younger and that's part of the sport. But, and at the time when I was playing, it was more playing, I guess, trying to play competitively, and you're kind of trying to get into an academy or trying to progress. So that's just part and parcel of it. But, when it's a bunch of people playing on a Saturday, for fun and social, you're like, people getting smashed and breaking legs and things. You're like, that guy's got to go to work on Monday, or she's got to go and do XYZ on Monday, and maybe won't be able to work for a week because they're self-employed, and you're like, like it has actual risks more than just, having a broken leg at school for a few weeks and people getting to sign your cast and stuff. It's more consequences.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
it's so good.
Do you get a lot of rugby injuries?
Do we get lots of rugby? I mean, it's New Zealand, so yeah, we do. We definitely do. To be fair, I would say most of the injuries we see a fall from standing, I would say. Just older people falling and breaking their hips, people just twisting their ankle in such a way that it breaks. Usually it's not as exciting as a young but muscly person coming in from a rugby injury.
But it's interesting. There's so many benefits for older populations to still be doing strength training even they get older, for falls and everything else. It feels like it needs to be like a national curriculum in care homes, for example, or just seems like such an easy win for the patient themselves, but also for, I guess, the sort of healthcare system too.
Yeah, absolutely. And strength training has been linked to strengthening bones. And there's been a couple of studies that have come out and said that if you break your hip and you're over the age of 65, it is far worse for you than having certain types of cancer. Like your bone health is just so important.
Yeah.
And strength training can help that, as well as obviously a lot of the other things with nutrition just being huge, huge, huge.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I've seen kind of firsthand in my own family the impact of, I suppose, lesser mobility as we get older, and I sort of have comparisons of my both sets of grandparents, where one set have continued to be and still are, extremely active, even into late older age, and my other grandparents were less active and became much more sedentary. And then became much less resilient as they get older, and that just had so many impacts. You can kind of just see the sort of them veering complete opposite directions in terms of their health over time. I think massively driven by just in part physical activity, and just continuing to put stresses on their body and stimulus. So it's interesting.
Completely.
Well, on a depressing note, I'm going to ask you some more questions. We'll get into more about you. A really big question and a really common question I have with a lot of people I speak to is like, how do they fit training in around working in healthcare? And I think it's something you sometimes post about as well in terms of your content. But like, how do you make it work? How do you how do you mentally make it work? How do you make it work with time? Like, talk us through it.
Yeah. So, as I mentioned, I've always been sporty growing up. So I was into sports. I loved it. Did I do my own training outside of team training? No, that wasn't what I saw with my family. So I was just very like a skilled kid, but didn't, and worked hard when I was there, but wasn't doing the extra stuff. Now, that changed as I got into medical school and kind of realized that actually I really enjoy going to the gym. I really enjoy the feeling that it gives me. I feel like I've got a lot of control. I actually enjoyed the movement. And then it also changed more when I started doing CrossFit, where there was just like this variety of different movements that I could learn and try to get better at. I'm someone that like genuinely loves to see what that final outcome is and just try to nip away and get there. And CrossFit, there's just like a million different movements. So I was like, this is perfect. I also get to train with other people who are better than me and learn from them. That's like my thriving environment. I like pride myself on taking feedback well and learning fast. So there's all these steps along the way that made me become consistent. And I think first is just enjoying it. I found what I loved. In the end, in terms of the hours of work that we do is long, and for me, getting up early to train is really the only way that is probably possible for me to do as much training as what I do. And so that's 5 a.m. CrossFit classes, which like is honestly just the standard amongst my friends because it's just what we do. And then I head to work after that, and then in the evenings I really do very, very little. It's kind of my wind down time. And fitting in study on top of working, I will usually just get up early. I'll get up at 3:45 if I'm studying for teaching that day, or for I just sat an exam a couple of months ago, so I was regularly getting up at that time. So for me it's finding something that I enjoy doing it with other people, that I enjoy being with, and then also being a morning person. That's worked for me. It definitely is not for everyone, but that's how I've managed to be consistent.
Cool. And how many hours roughly do you train a week at the moment?
So I'll do an hour a day each day. I'll try have one full day off, and then in the weekends or the odd time I'll do an extra session. Mostly because I get FOMO of my mates going to work out.
Fair. I think that's one of, I'm not sponsored by CrossFit, but this is a big plug, which is just that the social side of it, I think is so powerful particularly for CrossFit. Like, it's such a community. If you find a good CrossFit gym, usually there's a great community, which sounds like you have at your gym, which can be such a good driver of on that FOMO in a healthy way of being like, oh yeah, I want to go see my friends, but also we get to work out together. I think it's just such a good combo. How long have you been doing
Yeah.
CrossFit for now?
I started in my final year of medical school, so that was 2019. So that's like six years now.
Okay, yeah. And so, have you got any competitions this year lined up or anything?
Yeah, so I think I'll redo nationals this year. I'll usually do a team, and then last year they introduced the peers division,
Right.
which is quite cool. So it's just New Zealand CrossFit Nationals. So
Yeah.
last year we got third, our team, and then we got first in peer division. So that's pretty cool.
So,
So yeah, looking at trying to match that slash do a little better this year.
yeah. Okay. Awesome.
So,
All right. And then in terms of so CrossFit goals, one thing as well as work,
yeah.
another big kind of goal and milestone and exams and everything else going on there, and also personal life and family too. I guess, are there any particular goals you're working on this at the moment from a fitness perspective that you're trying to kind of push towards? Is it like strength PBs or new times, or just anything you're kind of pushing towards?
Yeah, so I mean I played netball as well. I am last year, my team won the premier netball competition in Nelson, which is the top of the South Island in New Zealand. So I've just recently moved to the North Island, but I'll fly back for as in a week ago I moved here. I'll fly back for the finals of that. So hopefully we win that. Last year I actually got MVP of the competition, which was pretty cool.
Oh, amazing.
So yeah, it'd be cool to get that again. But I don't know if you can get it if you've been away for a whole round. We'll see. So that's, I guess, a team goal. A personal fitness goal, like there's always goals that you want to hit. Like I'd love to do 100 kg clean and jerk. I've only got 100 kg clean at the moment. That's probably my one. I'm trying to get like a little bit more shredded at the moment. I don't know. It's always been a goal just to see how lean I can get. But again, it's not like a hard and fast, this is my goal, I want to achieve it right now. Like it's very much just slowly, like we'll see how it goes. Like everything is in alignment with how work goes, right? Like I'm very conscious of if I'm having a busy week or weeks, then like things take a step back in certain areas of my life. And I think that's been the reason why I haven't burnt out really ever. Well, I haven't through medical school or through orthopedics, despite the hours and time I put into this and training and my friends. And it's just having that awareness that actually you need to slow down in certain aspects, even though you want to keep going. Otherwise, it just won't work.
Yeah, I think that's really a key bit. And that was going to be kind of one of my questions was how do you on those really rough work weeks, what kind of gives to give you space to, I suppose, to sort of recover?
Yeah. So I communicate that with people around me. So if I've got a social event coming up that I don't really need to be, I'll apologize, say I can't come. If it's, I'll voice it to my partner, like my full partner. I'll say like, look, I'm really stressed, and he'll be like, yes, I know. I'll be like, I just need a little bit more help with certain things at the moment. And so I think I'm very good at articulating how I'm feeling, and that's the same with my family. So I'll try regularly see my family, but maybe it's just for a cup of tea rather than spending the afternoon. So it's just your time is still being put into things that are important to you, but just less of it. And it's just communicating that. Like people know how hard life is, not just as doctors, but just life in general. And I think if you can voice it, then people are going to be more understanding rather than taking things personally. And that's going to benefit you in your relationship with them. And other things is I'll not train as much. I mentioned those extra trainings, those won't happen if I'm busy, and I might have many days where I don't train as well. And although I say, yeah, I'm fine with that, I know deep down it does like make me a little bit upset. I'm like, but I'm like, it's important. It's only temporary, and I know that I am fit, and that having a whole week off the gym wouldn't at all change my trajectory of how I am. So it's just, realizing first that, it's hard right now. So I need to try and make these adjustments to make it less hard.
Yeah. But I think that is the key. And that's also something that I chat about with people is like, talk about tailoring your week based on what you've got coming up. And if you know this week's going to be awful, or if it already is awful, then, maybe lowering your expectations of how much you might try and work out, or how good you might try and be at certain other things that week, is probably a good idea, because otherwise you're just going to end up getting super frustrated, pushing too hard, of trying to also, if you're trying to hit 7 sessions a week, as well as also having a crazy work week and other things going on too, then that's something going to end up with you just becoming super tired, super burnt out. And it's, as you kind of touched on there, really about that long-term sustainability and consistency of, okay, I'll just adapt my week and what I've got going on, and I'll communicate that to people, and I can go again next week when things will be a bit quieter, or in 2 weeks' time. And yes, that even if I didn't train for this entire week, my fitness or my goals aren't going to suddenly just disappear overnight. And come back stronger next week, and and I'll, if anything, maybe a bit more motivated, or actually have a little bit of rest, feel even more up for it. Just play Snoop Dogg again. It's I think it's super important. I think a lot of healthcare people I speak to really struggle with that kind of all or nothingness of either they're all in, and if they have a small setback of work or something, then that can often then kill off any progress for a few weeks or so. So I think, it's good for people to hear, even at like your kind of super fit end, it's still important to just have balance and adjust as needed.
Yeah, absolutely. And the one thing I just want to add as well is just nutrition. So if I have something busy coming up, I'll make sure I have a big breakfast that's nutritional, so that then I don't snack later. Whereas like other general week, I'll be like, oh, I'll just see how I feel, I'll eat a little bit kind of thing. And then I'll just make sure I have snacks that are super healthy. So I just go to them. And that means spending it like very privileged, and how much money we make as doctors. So like I can buy like the expensive these snacks, and I will make sure I do all that, just because I don't want to start feeling shit because I just had a whole bag of chips and a whole block of chocolate when I'm already feeling like crap because things are hard. So that's also super important to me, but completely agree with the balance and the importance of not being super committed to one thing, as our lives are so busy, and it does mean that if you don't achieve it, then you're like, oh, start again some other time, not now. Like agreed.
I mean, that led us into our next question, which is going to be how do you structure do you follow the kind of structure with food? Do you follow a particular type of diet, for example, or is it more just you just eat to kind of fuel you in training? What's your approach?
So I love eating. I was like a super chubby kid, and just love snacking, and I still do now. Like I eat very regularly, and I notice that in my job because no one else is eating when I'm eating. But I don't follow a diet, but now what I do is try to make sure that all my meals have some sort of protein in it, and lunch and dinner has some sort of veggies in it, and then the snack options have protein or like have some sort of nutritional content. But like the classic 80-20 rule of 80% good, 20% naughty is absolutely like that's sustainable, and that's what I aim for. And sometimes the balance isn't exactly that, and that's fine. But I will always eat around my training as well. And sometimes that's like I'm not hungry, but I'll make sure I eat, because if I'm only training 1 hour a day, like I want that 1 hour to be like as maximal as possible benefit from that. And for me, eating not while training fasted is definitely not the way. So that's me personally. Probably for a few others too.
My advice to people, particularly if they're doing like CrossFit at 5 or 6 in the morning, is definitely try and get some kind of carbohydrate in you beforehand, whether that's a banana or overnight oats, or even some kind of energy type of powder you have in some water beforehand, just something, because it's CrossFit typically is going to be a pretty maximal hour, and if you've not eaten you've not eaten overnight, so it's going to be you're going to be low on fuel, and you want to make the most of the hour that you have. Absolutely. You don't want to get 10 minutes. You don't do the warm up and be like, oh god, I'm already exhausted, or just feeling not good. If you're about to go and squat 5x5 at 80% or something, you need some beans in you, 100%. Yes, absolutely. I think fueling for performance, I think, is good. I don't know if it maybe comes naturally to you, I suppose, in a way, having been involved in sport and doing so now and being very athletic, is you, I suppose, almost see, without maybe realizing it, you approach your like work nutrition and that sort of thing kind of in a bit more of an athlete's kind of way, in that you make sure you have your prep done, and it matters to you to make sure you are being fueled for work, and that side of things. And sometimes I talk to people about being like, trying to think more like a bit of an athlete when it comes to nutrition of work. Like, you're going to go and perform at work for maybe 12 hours, maybe more. And like, you need to fuel to be your best. Like, if you're not fueled, if you're dehydrated, we know performance drops when those things are the case. So like, let's try and make sure you're your best when we can, with fuel. How is your hydration at work aside from coffee?
So it sucks, to be honest. I will, I'll be operating, and in the case, I'll be like, shit, I am so thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's very much like what you say. Like, and I actually read a paper recently that talks about a surgeon and comparing them to an athlete. But it's so true. Like, you're literally going into this task, you've got to be super focused and perform. And then if you're not hydrated or fueled well, then that's not going to potentially be your best possible outcome or performance. But my hydration needs improvement, is what I would say.
Fair enough. I know it's always tricky. Because of the length of some surgeries, and depending on like the now the word's gone from my head, from keeping the biological hazards, infection control. There we go, infection control. Of, not taking a random water bottle with you into surgery, and that's, you obviously can't do that. So it's sort of trying to hydrate well you can beforehand, but also you don't want to hydrate so much that you then are desperate for the bathroom mid long surgery, and it's not easy.
Yeah, I mean, I do try to take a drink bottle, but I just lose a lot of things, and so a drink bottle definitely just goes.
Right.
But yes, that's a good reminder.
Yeah, everybody keep your water bottles with you best you can. Label them, buy a nice one is often my advice, because that tends to mean you'll actually think about it a little bit more. But tricky. I have seen someone they literally just taped like an Apple AirTag to their water bottle, just on the outside. They like duct taped it to the outside, and then it meant they could never lose it. Or if they did lose it, they could find it again at least. But yeah, hydration is good to do for sure. Yes. But it is tricky. Alrighty. Last couple of questions. I'll put you through, I promise. What do you think is what's like the biggest thing that makes a difference to your sort of consistency with training?
The biggest. Oh, I would say for me is getting up early. And the reason I say that is for training purposes, and I like apply it to study as well. If I'm getting up at that time, I'm not gonna piss around and like scroll on my phone, or like, no one's up at that time. You can't just socialize, so you'll get it done in the morning. Versus after work, my mates are around, like people are out and about, partner wants to hang out. Going to the gym for me is like hard. I find it so much harder working out at night as well. So for me, it really is just getting up early to do what's the most important.
Yeah, it's that kind of routine, the early routine, kind of eating the frog, as some people call it, getting it done nice and early. Yeah. Yeah.
Have I not heard that? Eating the frog, is that like a common thing to say? It probably is.
I don't know. Maybe it's just something that people say like in Britain, or I don't know.
I'll ask my friends. I'll go ask my partner.
But it's come on. It's just like you do that first.
Nice.
Like,
eat the frog first.
First. Okay, cool. And then if you could give yourself or your younger self maybe like one piece of health or fitness advice, what would it be?
Oh, one piece of health or fitness advice. It would be it's a bit boring, but value your nutrition. That's probably the most important. If I would say something that's a bit more me, I would say, is find something that you enjoy doing, whatever movement that is, and you'll then implement fitness in your lifestyle regularly. And I genuinely think that good habits take good habits. So when I'm training well, that's when I'm eating better. And it goes the opposite, right? On the days where you're like, nah, I'm not going just because you don't want to. And then that day stacks up, you're like, oh, now I'll have the whole bag of chickies. Like, it's whatever habit will stack with other habits, and it's just up to you to decide.
Yeah. When you have those bad days, how do you pull yourself out of them?
Yeah. So for me, it's not letting that one bad decision stack up to another bad decision is what I try to do. So if I'm feeling like I don't want to train, it's not then eating completely shit. But also, like, I regularly say I'm like, you deserve it. You deserve that. And I genuinely feel like I do. So, like, it's that kind of important self-talk and kind of being realist as well. Because sometimes you do. Like, that's life.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think it's I think it's always good to, absolutely, there's times where you deserve to treat yourself, and it's totally fine to do so. And I think it's just having that level of measure or restraint to be like, okay, cool, I'm going to treat myself now because I deserve it. But I don't necessarily need to treat myself with a ton of Ben and Jerry's every single day. Maybe it's less a reward as well. Like, it's actually rewarding anymore if you're doing it every day. It's I think what do you value in having that as a reward? Self-talk, definitely important.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I do now is, like, I don't restrict I eat whatever I want to eat, but there's some things I will not buy because I know that they will go. Like, I've got so many blocks of chocolate in the pantry that I'll just have for months and months because they're chocolate that I like. I don't like, that's not my absolute favorite though, but then if I feel like something sweet, I'll eat it. Versus like, there's this Cadbury Marvelous chocolate that kind of pops in your mouth that I just love, and I know if I have that in the house, I'm gonna eat the whole thing. Right. So like that, I won't buy that necessarily, but I'll eat chocolate. You know, like, it's not restricting anything, and if it's around, then I'll eat it. But there's just like some things that you have to do to just help yourself, so that you don't end up having those days regularly.
100%. Yeah, I don't know if they do it the same in New Zealand, but certainly here, tiramisus, when you buy them in the shop, it's like a tray, right? It's like an tray. And I'm like, well, if that's in the fridge, then it's gonna, like, my wife doesn't like tiramisu, so it's only me who's eating it, and my daughter's too young to eat tiramisu, really. So so it's just me. But like, one of those is I think it's meant to serve either 8 or like 12 people technically, which, I mean, is it? But it's in the fridge, it's going to get eaten. So I'll eat like a third of it at a time, for example, or a quarter, but I'll maybe be like, okay, cool, I'm going to save that as like a nice thing to round off one of my big training days. So like this Saturday, I've got a big ultra running training session. So I'm going to be running for like 3 hours or so. And I'm like, okay, cool. It's not a case of, I deserve it because I've burnt that many calories that day or whatever else. For me, it's more just, it's just a nice end of week reward that I do for myself on those big training days. Of just being like, that was a semi-enjoyable, semi-painful 3 hours, and that's like my nice thing in the evening to then do after dinner that I have. But I know if it's there, it's going to get eaten. So it's like, okay, I just do it for when I have the big run days, and that's it. I'm not necessarily doing it every day, because then I probably would also enjoy it way less if I did it every other day. So maybe. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know if I could get over the Cadbury Marvelous chocolate.
I've not, no, I have tried Cadbury Marvelous chocolate. I think, it is good. I'm less of a chocolate person. I'm not a massive Cadbury's fan. So for me, it's too sweet.
I mean, I love the Workers chocolate, but I don't know what it is. I think it's the popping and the tingling.
The popping,
I'm like a child still.
I
have to like steal it off my little nieces and nephews. I'm like, give it to me.
Give me
your party bag.
Give me that chocolate. I can just see you now bribing those kids with other chocolate, just to be like, give me your Marvelous chocolate. Oh dear. Okay, well, that's brilliant. All right, so thank you for answering all our questions today. First of all, we've went through a lot this past hour. What we could hear is also just, where can people find you online or follow along with you more if they want to hear more from you and your chocolate?
Yeah, I don't think I've even talked about chocolate online before. But where you can find me is I am on Instagram and I'm also on TikTok, and it is my name. So Kyla Matenga, KYLAMATENGA. Yeah, so come for the game, stay for the co-popper.
Bro. Yeah, I'll put your if the comments for anyone listening. Kyla's details and social media links will all be there too, so you can find her there if you aren't sure. Yeah, we'll look forward to another episode. But Kyla, thanks so much for joining us today. It's been really great speaking to you, and we'll have to bring you back in a few months' time to hear how you got on with netball and just have a catch up.
Yeah, sounds good. Oh no, I've called it MVP and winning finals. So
Yeah, exactly. You
I need
set
to
a high
back it
bar
up now.
You set a high bar.
That's awesome. Thanks so much, Tom. It's been really nice to talk with you.
You too. All right. Thanks, Kyla. Bye.
Awesome. Thanks, Tom. Bye. Bye.